Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite hummus recipe. The reason it's my favorite is because there's no added oil. This snack or side dish can be used with veggies, with chips. You can take it for a potluck and you can have it as a side dish for dinner. So stick with me and I'll show you how to make this no added oil hummus. Without further ado, let's go over the equipment and the ingredients that we'll be using today to make our hummus. So I have a food processor by Cuisinart that we'll be using today, and the attachment that I've got on that is this double-edged blade that comes with the food processor itself. I've got a spatula and a spoon, and that's the equipment that we're going to be using today. Down to the ingredients. I've got 1 can of cannellini beans that I've already drained. This is a 15.5 ounce can of beans. And I've got 1 can of chickpeas. This is a 15 ounce can of chickpeas. And I'm going to drain the juice out of this, and we're not going to discard this. We're going to keep it because we're going to be using it in the mixture. So drain the chickpeas, save the juice. Down to the tahini. Tahini, if you don't know what that is, it's sesame seeds that they ground up to make a paste, and this is what tahini is. And I've got 2 tablespoons of tahini. I've got 1 lemon that I've juiced. I've got 1 teaspoon of cumin. I've got 2 garlic cloves that I have chopped up and minced up. You can use more or less. There's some recipes out there where there's 6 and 7 cloves of garlic in it, and that's just a little bit too much for me, but 2 is good. I like 2 cloves of garlic in my hummus. I've got 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. That's all the ingredients that we're going to be putting in the hummus today. So we'll get that set up and we'll put it into the food processor and get it mixed up, and we'll be back. All right, so now let's add our ingredients to our food processor and we'll get started. So we're going to take our can of chickpeas and we're going to add those to the food processor. We'll take our can of cannellini beans and we'll add those to the processor. Make sure we'll get all of those out of there. We'll take the lemon juice that we had here from the 1 lemon. And remember, the 1/4 cup of the chickpeas that we saved from earlier, we want to add that to our mixture now. So don't discard the rest of it because we're going to look at it as we blend it up. It might need a little bit more, but we're going to start out with a 1/4 cup, see how that works. We're going to add our 2 tablespoons of tahini in. Our 1 teaspoon of cumin. Our garlic that we've minced up. I remember I had 2 cloves of that, but you can add more or less, however you like of that. I'm going to take my clean hand and get those bits out of there. We've got a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. We'll add that in. And we've got 1 teaspoon of salt. If you're trying to cut back on salt, you can either get the beans that are low sodium, or you can cut back on the salt that you put into your mixture. And with that, we'll put on the lid and we'll hit on, and we're going to blend it for a minute to get it started. If you like your hummus a little bit more on the coarse side, then blend it a little bit less. I like my hummus really smooth, so I'm going to start out with a minute and then we'll see what it looks like from there. All right, now we've got all our ingredients in and we've got the lid back on our food processor. We're going to start blending it. So like I said, for mine, I really like smooth hummus, so I'm going to start with mine about a minute. But if you like it more on the coarse side of it, then definitely don't blend it as much. But I like mine smooth, so that's what we're going to be making today. So I'm going to turn this on and we'll show you the end product. All right, let's give this a look to see how we're doing. And that looks like it's coming along very well. I'm going to do it just a little bit longer. All right, now that we've got it blended, let's take a look at it and see. That looks perfect, the right consistency where I really like it. And again, if you want yours a little bit more, not on the more smooth side that I like mine, then definitely don't blend it as long as I did. So that was between 30 seconds to a minute is how long I blended that. So I'm going to take this out of this and I'll put it in a bowl and we'll take a look at it and we'll show you what we've got. Thanks. So now that we have our hummus out of our food processor, let's give it a test and see how it is. So I've cut up some celery and I've got some chips here also, but you could definitely put in on a tray if you wanted to, some cucumbers or some carrots, whatever you like to use this for your dip for your hummus. Also, one thing that I didn't mention earlier, because I'm going to be eating here myself this afternoon, is I didn't take some of the chickpeas out of the can before I processed them all up. So you can take about 10 or 12 of those out and put those to the side. And when you get finished with processing it up, you could definitely sprinkle those on the top to garnish it, to make it for if you're going to be serving this at a party or taking it to a luncheon or something. So let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. Really good. I hope you try my recipe today. It is a no oil added hummus. So definitely give it a try. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. If you made the hummus, if you did any variations to it, and if you didn't, how you liked it. So thank you so much. If this is your first time here today and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it. You can ring the bell below to get notified of any future videos that come out. And if you are coming back to me, thank you for staying with me again and sharing my no added oil hummus. Thanks.